Good morning to everyone joining us for today's apprenticeship webinar. I'm Lenora M. Daly, Associate Director of Manufacturing Programs for the Institute for Workforce Education, a division of St. Augustine College. I will be your moderator for this webinar, as well as your presenter. Before we begin, let's go over some procedural items. We will be recording this presentation, and I will be sending out a link to all participants to review the recording or share with other colleagues. All of you, with the exception of the presenter, will be put on mute for the duration of the webinar, but I will be able to ask questions or comment using the chat function in Zoom during the Q&A session. I am pleased to introduce Candy Cooler, Program Manager for the Cook County Bureau of Economic Development and Co-Apprenticeship Navigator for Region 4 in Illinois. She will present on how the Cook County Bureau of Economic Development supports apprenticeships and other workforce programs, as well as her role as an apprenticeship navigator. Our next panelist, Jorge Perez, the Executive Director of HCIAU, the Hispanic American Construction Industry Association, will present on his organization's pre-apprenticeship programs. Craig Schmidt is the Vice President of Talent Development for the Calumet Area Industrial Commission, which is an apprenticeship intermediary with the state of Illinois. Craig will be speaking about the role of an intermediary and share his organization's experience with apprenticeship programs. Lastly, I will be providing an overview of apprenticeship programs in Illinois. As mentioned earlier, I am the Associate Director of Manufacturing Programs for the Institute for Workforce Education, a division of St. Augustine College, and an apprenticeship navigator for Region 4 in the Northeast Illinois for the Illinois Department of Economic Development and Opportunities. As I mentioned earlier, after the presentation, we will have a Q&A session. Participants will be able to make comments or ask questions using the chat function in Zoom during the presentation and the Q&A session. If we do not get to your question or comment, we will contact you after the webinar to provide more information. First, a bit of information about St. Augustine College. St. Augustine College is an accredited, independent, not-for-profit college with 4 locations in Chicago and 1 in Aurora. It offers associate and bachelor's degrees and is committed to promoting success through education. The Institute for Workforce Education, a division of St. Augustine College, is the leading provider of dual language workforce development services in Illinois. It provides customized on-the-site training to businesses and not-for-profits and facilitates access to local, state, and federal grants. Next, I would like to discuss the Employer Training Investment Program, known as ETIP. St. Augustine recently partnered with the Chicagoland Chamber of Commerce as a pre-qualified workforce training provider for the Chamber's Employer Training Investment Program, ETIP, which reimbursed employers up to 50% of the cost of retraining or upskilling full-time employees at an eligible company or organization. The ETIP program is designed to assist Illinois employers to providing training to full-time employees, thus increasing capacity, building a stronger workforce, and creating a more competitive business climate in Illinois. I'm available to provide more information about this program after our presentation today. I will begin the presentation on apprenticeship programs in Illinois with my role as an apprenticeship navigator. Illinois' apprenticeship program has been around for 3 years, starting in the Cook County South Line in 2008, now in 2021 in the Economic Development Region 4. As an apprenticeship navigator, I'm available to help you start an apprenticeship program free of charge. We serve as a key point of contact and assist partners throughout the process, from the concept to implementation. We support existing or foster new partnerships. The objective of the Apprenticeship Navigator is to expand employer and intermediary program sponsorship in existing and new occupational areas within the region. My co-panelist, Candy Cooler, will have more on the role of an apprenticeship navigator, and Craig Schmidt will expand on the role of intermediaries, which can provide technical assistance and support throughout the whole apprenticeship process. I work as a co-navigator with Kendi Cooler from the Cook County Bureau of Economic Development for the Northeast Development Region 4, which includes the county of Cook, DeKalb, DuPage, Grundy, Kane, Kankakee, Kendall, Lake, McHenry, and Weld. For those who are not familiar with apprenticeship programs, apprenticeship is an industry-driven workforce strategy to meet employers' talent needs, to help individuals to connect to career pathways for different occupations. It is a work-based learning model commonly referred to as learn and earn model, where on-the-job training is combined with relevant classroom instruction. For the various types of apprenticeships, including youth apprenticeship, which is generally a paid apprenticeship for high school students, pre-apprenticeship, which serves as a bridge program into apprenticeship, registered apprenticeship, which are vetted by the U.S. Department of Labor, non-registered apprenticeship, which is non-registered by the U.S. Department of Labor. Apprenticeship updates from the White House. Wednesday, February the 17th, 2021, President Biden recently announced that his administration will emphasize registered apprenticeships, has rescinded former President Trump's executive order creating industry recognized apprenticeship programs, or IRAP. This should help the number of overall quality of apprenticeship programs in Illinois and across the nation. The White House argues that the program has fewer quality standards than registered apprenticeship programs that are overseen by the U.S. Department of Labor. Therefore, this new initiative is said to create 1 million new opportunities and generate billions of dollars in benefits for taxpayers. Here are some of the key components of a registered apprenticeship. Apprenticeships are jobs. Apprentices earn a competitive wage from their employer during training. Programs provide structure on-the-job learning to prepare for successful careers. Apprentices provide classroom instruction on critical aspects of their career. Apprentices receive on-the-job training, learning under the instruction of an experienced mentor. Apprentices can earn a portable, national recognized credential. Apprenticeship facts. Here are some of the facts about apprenticeships. Apprenticeships can take from 1 to 5 years. They can be time-based, competency-based, hybrid. The training and educational delivery, as well as the length of the program, can be customized. Participants can get credit for previous experience. Assistance is available to plan, implement, new apprenticeships, pre-apprenticeship programs that serve as a bridge to apprenticeship programs. Youth apprenticeships are programs for individuals generally between the ages of 16 to 14, in school or out of school youth. Here's a compelling fact for registered apprenticeship programs. They have proven a record of producing strong results for employers and participants. Apprentices have a lifetime earning average of over $300,000 versus others in similar situations with no apprenticeship training. Completers can earn an average of $70,000 per year. Employers get a return on investment of $1.47 for every dollar spent on apprenticeships. And 94% of registered apprentices are employed upon completion of their apprenticeship. Additional benefits to employers include building a pipeline of skilled workers. It's an opportunity to fill challenging vacancies and maintain institutional knowledge when soon-to-be retired workers serve as an instructor or mentor to new workers. Gain workers with customized skills. Companies have the opportunity to train workers to meet their specific standards in using exact pieces of equipment, protocol, and procedures that are relevant to companies. Boost retention, decrease the worker turnover, costs due to the fostering of greater worker loyalty and productivity. Apprentices are loyal to companies that invest in them. Save money on wages, since apprentices begin earning about 40 to 50% then less than a fully trained employee. Businesses can save money on wages and sponsor an apprentice. make a positive return on investment. A study found a financial return on investment that averages around $1.47 earned for every dollar spent on the program. Companies may be eligible for a new apprenticeship educational tax credit. It used to be that most apprenticeship programs were focused on construction and manufacturing, but that's changed. Nowadays, there are apprenticeships programs available across the sectors of the economy, including health, information technology, transportation, financial services, hospitality, energy, communication, and other professional sectors. Now I would like to share a video from the Apprenticeship Illinois that captures the framework and the value of apprenticeship programs for employers, workers, and the economy. Here's some information on funding a registered apprenticeship program through the Workforce and Innovation Opportunity Act, WIOA. On-the-job training is funded through a contract, not an individual training account. These contracts cover one or multiple apprentices. In some circumstances, reimbursement under WIOA has increased from 50 to 75%. Related training instruction under WIOA and all classroom training is refunded through the individual training accounts. In order to take advantage of potential funding, the program must be in the state's eligible training provider list. In addition to individual training accounts for individual apprentices, utilizing contracts for cohort training is also possible. Supportive services, tools in childcare. WIOA formulas funds can be utilized to provide a range of supportive services. Also for individual training accounts is used to fund the related training instruction. The account can also be used to provide services and supportive services. Other resources. On this slide, I would like to share with the following resources, tools and websites that can be helpful in starting or participating in an existing apprenticeship program in Illinois. The U.S. Department of Labor has various links where you can get quick start kits, resources for registered apprenticeships programs, also an apprenticeship registration site. The two key websites where you can find all information and links you'll need are apprenticeship.illinois.gov and apprenticeship.org. At this point, I want to introduce our next panelist. Kendi Cooler is a program manager for the Cook County Bureau of Economic Development and a co-apprenticeship navigator for Region 4 in Illinois. She will present on how the Cook County Bureau of Economic Development supports apprenticeship and other workforce programs, as well as her role as an apprenticeship navigator. Candy, you're up next.
Thank you, Lenora. Good morning, everyone. I'm Candy Kruller. I work with the Cook County Bureau of Economic Development, and I'm happy to be here. I want to thank Lenora and the St. Augustine team for inviting me to share about our experience in implementing the Apprenticeship Navigator program. Well, you see me here today, like Lenora, I have a team of staff, colleagues, and partners, some of who I'll talk through, that represent our work on this program. I have a wonderful group at the Bureau of Economic Development for Cook County, but as Lenora shared, we also work throughout the region. Next slide, please. As Lenora shared previously, we work for GCIAU and the Apprenticeship Expansion program that has a set of colleagues throughout the state. We focus on Region 4, and we have, in addition to Lenora at St. Augustine College and myself at Cook County Bureau of Economic Development, we have a wide variety of intermediaries to assist in our apprenticeship program. We have a collective goal of over 800 new apprenticeships that we want to create here in Illinois, and we're really excited for this opportunity to share with all of you today. Next slide. While Lenore and I share the role of Apprenticeship Navigator, we thought it would be helpful just to understand how do we work and who do we work with. So we first focus on building a foundation of knowledge and serving as an expert. We want to help share a knowledge process for apprenticeship and really see yourself in the ecosystem as a business or employer. Identifying the opportunities for apprenticeship in your company or firm, identifying best practices, and really thinking about who are the subject matter experts, whether it's Lenora and I, or Craig, who you'll hear from later, or some of the other training and apprenticeship experts that we have throughout the state. We also want to leverage existing networks for engagement. So this is really thinking about who are your intermediaries, training partners, and peers who are doing this program. We really want to make sure we're listening to businesses and that we're understanding your talent needs. What are your open positions? What's your long-term growth strategy? And what is your talent solutions for that growth as your company is expanding? We know industries are changing rapidly and thinking about shifts in technology, automation, but we also want to make sure that we're connecting you to not just training needs, but maybe other economic development opportunities. So as Lenora mentioned, we are in our second year in our region, and we're serving all of EDR4, Economic Development Region 4. Next slide, please. We are creating talent solutions for, sorry, I'm also following on my slides and your slides because my notes are here. So I appreciate everyone's patience this morning. We're creating talent solutions for employers. Here is a photo of my boss, Cook County President, and Dan Cronin. He's the chairman of DuPage County at Wittenstein, which uses the ICAP model. They're part of the German American Chamber of Apprenticeship, and they are known throughout international trade at Wittenstein and also through the Chicago Defense Resiliency programs. Wittenstein is just one example of how apprenticeship can improve the culture of a company, ensure that they have access to talent that meets their needs, and then also ensuring that they have a well-trained, connected workforce. We really want to focus on creating talent solutions for employers, and we see ourselves as a concierge. We meet the employers where they're at, and we connect them to the partners who are who can be most helpful, whether that's an intermediary, a training partner, or a peer. Next slide. How do we do this all? We do it through partnerships. You can see some of the folks that we have been able to partner with from education institutions, ICAT, what I've already mentioned through the German Chamber, and then other trade organizations like IMEC, Manufacturing Renaissance, and the Chicagoland Chamber. It is through these partnerships that Lenore and I and others create opportunities to build apprenticeship programs successfully for employers throughout the region. Next slide. I thought it would be helpful just to see ways that employers can either be helpful as a partner or to your business. I just have a couple of Apprenticeship Navigator in Action slides just to give an example, and maybe you'll see yourself in this. So we do a lot of presentations like the one we're doing today, and this is one that we did with Prairie State around IT apprenticeships. We worked with Aon, they're leading apprenticeships and professional services throughout the region, and are a great model and a great partner. The National ABLE Network, which is a intermediary for IT through the Apprenticeship Expansion program from DCO, and then also working with the Prairie State College team themselves. This was just an opportunity for us to connect with a wide variety of partners and employers around what the apprenticeships can do for them. Next slide. We've also working with startup companies. We have been working with a company called Fixer in Chicago. They found us through our website, and they really was interested in how do they could pay for training and how can they access apprenticeship funds. We've made connections with Workforce Partnership, identifying opportunities for them to both find training funds as well as opportunities for the tax credit. Next slide. And then lastly, looking at companies, small to mid-sized companies who are really looking for specific talent needs. This is Gallagher. They're a family business in Lake County. They also found us through the website, but they're really focused on finding staff and machining help in CNC of polyurethane. This is a very specialized approach to CNC and manufacturing, and they were looking for opportunities to find talent to help them in this specialized field, which they were able to do. I should say that Gallagher is still identifying apprenticeship if it's the right approach for them, but we're working on them, and we hope that they'll find the right opportunity and to move forward in the future. Next slide. So one of the common challenges that we like to walk through, and then in the column on the left, and this is something that we're seeing every day in manufacturing, healthcare, and other sectors of these challenges in the workforce. We don't even have COVID listed in here in terms of people who are impacted by COVID, either through their own health issues, helping loved ones with, through their care, and then kids who aren't in school. So parents who are unable to go to work because they're caring for children because schools are still closed. So those are a whole different set of challenges that we as a region are facing. But some of the other challenges that we can see apprenticeship overcoming are retiring workforce, skills gap, development of existing talent, and really investing in your staff, attracting and retaining talent. So how are you bringing people into your company? And also thinking about advancing technology, new technology, and really being inclusive in your workforce, whether it's bringing more women into manufacturing, bringing more young people into healthcare. There's a wide variety of ways that apprenticeship can provide solutions. Next slide. I just wanted to say thank you to Lenora and the St. Augustine team again. This is an ad that we put into Cranes from the Bureau of Economic Development, just really trying to get young people, people of color, women interested in manufacturing, seeing it as a career pathway. And it's just a part of the core of the work that we're doing. And we're excited to help and serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Candy. Lovely presentation. Once again, everybody, Candy's my navigator. co-navigator. We work very well together. And so on. Our next panelist is Jorge Perez. He is the Executive Director of HCIAU, the Hispanic American Construction Industry Association. HCIAU administers various workforce and small business training programs, in some partnership with St. Augustine College and the Institute of Workforce Education. Today, Jorge will present on his organization's pre-apprenticeship programs. Jorge?
Thanks, Lenora. Appreciate this opportunity to be with you this morning and to the additional presenters here, and as well as to St. Augustine College. You've been a true strategic partner of ours, and definitely enjoy working with you. For a little background, you see the logo here of HCIAU. As an association, we are charged with the mission of ensuring that our members are equitably involved in public and private development projects, from anything from road building all the way through to affordable and perhaps market rate, and even sometimes luxury housing. We've built schools in terms of our membership. There hasn't been much of anything that wasn't built in Illinois for the past 41 years where our members haven't been involved. And so as an organization, that's our primary focus is how do you get members. And obviously the name is on the wall. A majority of our members are Hispanic-owned architectural firms and engineering firms, construction management firms, but it also includes non-Hispanic firms as well. And we're really proud of the fact that we're able to provide the same services for other minority women businesses who believe in our mission, believe in our track record, and want to be part of our journey. We created HCIAU as a way of branding all of our training initiatives that we falls under the services that we do here at HCIAU. I did forget to mention that as part of our way that we execute on meeting our mission, we do it by three main things: membership, advocacy, and services. As far as a membership association, we create a platform where members are engaged, they can do business with one another, but also we do a lot of advocacy, whether it's legislative efforts, whether it's trying to pass bills and passing bills that looks at ways of opening up additional markets for our members in other marketplaces, perhaps not just the public sector or the private sector. We recently had successes where we've opened it up into the energy sector, the utilities, all of them in Illinois, the railroads, the freight railroads, private universities, and hospitals and health centers. And so all of those marketplaces historically have never had a high involvement of Hispanic-owned firms or really minority and women business firms. And we're really excited that the atmosphere and environment for diversity, equity, inclusion is at a point now where we want it to be, and we want it to continue to deepen and broaden that. So I just wanted to mention that to you. Again, HCIAU falls under our services to our members. And if you can go to the next slide, please. I'll give you a background on it. For the last probably 11, 12 years, we've been strategic partners with St. Augustine College and the Institute for Workforce Excellence. It's been exciting for the fact that we've been able to do what we've been able to do in terms of providing the services to our members in the larger MWBE marketplace and enhancing the skills and capacity for those firms to compete and grow their businesses. And that's been very exciting to us. However, it's only one side of the workforce coin, as many of you here on the call know. Enhancing existing business or incumbent worker skills is only part of the way to meet your workforce needs. The other part is the job seeker. And in construction and design, which is what we're narrowly focused on, that marketplace in Illinois and really throughout the country is ever growing. And it's an exciting opportunity where for the first time in probably a lifetime, we've got close to $40 billion plus of both publicly financed and funded projects. And in Chicagoland alone, that's obviously is going to be requiring a lot more workers than we currently have. And I probably don't need to go into detail about the structural changes in the workforce, the aging workforce, but we have a wonderful opportunity here where we can push our missions and execute on our missions to be able to really enhance a lot of firms, a lot of the marketplace's diversity, equity, inclusion needs. And what you're going to see here in terms of our pre-apprenticeship program is how we're addressing that. Part of the wonderful responsibility I have is stewarding the name of HCIAU. And there's a lot of equity in that name for our organization, in that we attract a lot of firms and a lot of individuals who are interested in growing their business in the construction industry or entering it. And so St. Augustine and ourselves, we got together a couple of years ago. We had some new funding from the state of Illinois, and working with the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, it allowed us to be a little more creative in putting together a program. And what we decided to do was put together our version of a pre-apprenticeship program, which does bring together the core curriculum through NCCER and really be able to execute that and put that out into the marketplace. And so what you see here is just a snapshot of what is one of two slides. This is just the snapshot of all the courses that are part of the core curriculum. So everything from employability skills, communication skills, the basics of just having individuals understand construction, really critical for us. This is on top of all the vetting that we do for individuals who are wanting to enter the construction industry. We're really excited that we're able to do 4 cohorts last year, 3 in electrical and one in carpentry. We even did one at the St. Augustine facility out in Aurora. And it actually drew from a wide range of individuals wanting to enter the construction industry. You can go to the next slide. So what you see here is the breakdown of the courses in both the carpentry and electrical components. It's a great snapshot. I will say we've been meeting with large prime general contractors from Mortensen, W.E. O'Neill, Walsh and Ryan companies, and giving them an overview of what we've done so far. And this has been a very important slide to show them, because we are demonstrating that we were able to actually hit a lot of the key components of what an entry-level potential apprentice would look like. You can go to the next slide. We call ours the pre-apprenticeship program because, as you all know, there's some rules there. But clearly NCCER curriculum is approved by the U.S. Department of Labor. So it is something that is a high industry standard. One thing that we found is a very fortunate for us, is building upon our strengths, is the facilities, locations that St. Augustine has for us and for individuals to utilize to attend the classes. But also in terms of just the name of HCIAU and the fact that we have a large membership base of over 300 firms in the design and construction field that has been actually asking us of how we're going to enter this end of the marketplace to provide that supply chain of workers for the future. We were able to have a successful year last year, close to 70 participants. This is a wonderful photo that we have here. We were able to bring in individuals from large general contractors to speak to the students. We were able to do a hybrid version of online and in class, obviously observing all the social distancing requirements by the state. This is the individual from Power Construction. And in fact, yesterday we had a call with Power Construction, and they had all of their subcontractors for their Terminal 5 project at O'Hare International on the call, hearing about our program and our graduates of our program so that they can hopefully get sponsored into that project over there that they're currently working on. And the airport is only one of many large capital projects throughout the city, Chicagoland area, that's going to be going forward. You know, obviously the pandemic, once we get through it, there's going to be, we believe, quite a surge in demand for individuals as well. You can go to the next slide, please. Like I said, we did do a hybrid version of our program. We did have a hands-on practicum, so individuals in the program were able to learn their skills in carpentry. Can you go to the next one, please? This has actually become a very powerful slide for us as well, particularly when we're talking to potential employers. Clearly from the standpoint of a mandate in some cases, and really a harder, deeper understanding of diversity, equity, and inclusion from the trades, And also coupling that with the fact that you've got Chicago Plan Commission requirements, if there's a public subsidy involved in a private development, or if there's a larger publicly financed project, looking for local workers in Chicago that reside in the areas where are most in need has been very critical. And so this slide here just demonstrates where we've been able to source for our first year pre-apprenticeship program. Obviously, it's not a true map because on the other side is just a cropped version of where we were able to source from the suburbs for our Aurora cohort of electrical workers. And I got to tell you, when we spoke with Mortensen Construction, that hit the high note for them because they've got some projects out in Roselle and in Schaumburg that they're going to be focusing on in the next several months. So we're pretty excited about that. One thing to note as well is that a lot of these large general contractors have their own self-performing divisions, which are growing as well. And clearly they subcontract with a lot of our members who are our base of our members in different trades as well. So these are the areas that we're going to be focusing on. We did have an opportunity, go to the next slide, to really combine an opportunity with the Illinois Tollway. And this was several years ago. It started several years ago where we were creating a separate curriculum for firms that wanted to do work for the Tollway Authority. They're in the middle of a $12 billion redevelopment program for the Tollway. And this is a graduation that we had with St. Augustine out in Aurora for that cohort out there. You can go to the next one. Now, let me back up real quick, just so I can close real quick. One thing that we put as a differentiator as far as our organization is that when it comes to that job developers aspect of it, we know that it's a very challenging aspect in terms of workforce because you have to have someone consistently hunting down opportunities in the private marketplace to place individuals. The model that we're working on and what we've created is working with our membership. We know that our members who are union signatories have an opportunity to sponsor our individuals in, which is one way that we believe the participant can be successful. One of our members can sponsor them into the trades, and we're pretty confident that after they go through our 23 or 25-week pre-apprenticeship program or our 16-week laborers program, that they're able to then go ahead and pass the exam and enter that apprenticeship program with the trades. And that's been showing a lot of interest from our members because clearly we're in the middle of the winter now, but they're looking at several months down the road of what their pipeline is going to look at. Their backlogs are backing up. That's one aspect of it. The other two aspects that we're confident of is that we believe that our participants can enter even a non-union apprenticeship program that are out there. As you can see from that previous slide, we have a pretty wide-ranging geographic coverage from the whole state of Illinois. There's members from as far north as Rockford. We got them out in West Chicago, down in Joliet, and even in St. Louis. There's quite a range of individuals. We, as far as HCIAU, want to further our mission and really provide all options for participants in our programs. Not necessarily one or the other. We want to just push the community, which typically doesn't have an opportunity to compete at a level playing field, particularly when existing individuals taking apprenticeship program in the trades already have a college degree. And in some cases, I like to say, even if it's the C- students who went to university, he's competing with an individual from the West Side, say Little Village, who graduated high school, is probably working in retail, but doesn't have 4 years of test taking skills. Well, we believe that this program can really level up this individual to take the exam and compete with this individual who already has a college degree. And so that becomes part of our push for the mission. It's part of the drive. We have a base of members that have gone through the same thing. We've got members who were sponsored into the trades years ago, started their own businesses, and then become successful on their own. That part of the dialogue or dynamic is something we believe is also a differentiator, where we're able to bring those individuals into the classroom and have them talk one-on-one with the participants, because more than likely they've been in the same shoes as these individuals have. And so you bring the partnership with St. Augustine, in the Institute, and something that we believe is pretty special. So with that, I'm going to, again, just reiterate, we always have a wonderful celebration with all of our graduates from all of our programs. Again, last year was very, very exciting. We look forward to continuing, obviously, the funding and the programming via DCEO and with St. Augustine. So with that, I want to thank you very much, Lenora, and everyone at St. Augustine, and I'll kick it back to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Jorge. On behalf of St. Augustine College, we really appreciate the partnership, and we would love to definitely continue on with our partnership with ASEA. Now, let's welcome our next presenter. Craig Schmidt is currently the Vice President of Talent Development at the Calumet Area Industrial Commission, which serves as an apprenticeship intermediary for Region 4 in Illinois. He supports the Apprenticeship Expansion Grant from the Department of Economic Development and Opportunity and the U.S. Department of Labor. He is also the chairman of the board for the Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce. He has been working in workforce development for most of his career in apprenticeship programs for the last 7 years. He will present on his role as an apprenticeship intermediary. Craig?
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Lenora, and thank you, St. Augustine, for coordinating this presentation and inviting us once again to join and share what the Calumet Area Industrial Commission is doing in relation to apprenticeships and supporting the Chicagoland area. I want to start out with telling you a little bit about the Calumet Area Industrial Commission, or CAIC in short. We've been in existence since 1967. We're a non-for-profit organization, membership-based, located in the southern tip of the city of Chicago in the Pullman area, right in the hub of the manufacturing industry from metropolitan Chicago to Northwest Indiana. Now, over the years, we've expanded to include many of the south suburbs and even moved into Will County, all of which has a huge manufacturing base. We're right in the hub of we're in the Chicago, in the hub of the Pullman area. We're an industrial advocacy, economic development, business development, workforce development, and community outreach organization, mainly focused in the manufacturing sector. A little more about us: we provide a number of community resources that are funded under the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership, which is funded under the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, known as WIO, as you've heard earlier. We provide services from job readiness training to on-the-job training to job placement, basically for individuals who are unemployed or underemployed, to help them find a sustaining wage and career. We offer a number of resources for businesses, from business development incentives to training reimbursement and apprenticeship programs, of what I'm going to talk to you about today. And certainly a huge value is the networking events and educational workshops that we hold. There are two programs I'd like to tell you about. One is our role as an intermediary. CAIC was awarded an Apprenticeship Expansion Grant through the Department of Community and Economic Opportunity, the Department of Labor. CAIC is an intermediary as defined by DCO. And what does that mean? It means that we're here to provide the linkages between businesses, educational institutions, and the Department of Labor to help get apprenticeship programs started or to help reignite one. As you've heard, there are various types of apprenticeships, and we can help you walk you through that process. As an intermediary, we promote apprenticeships along the way, along with the navigators such as St. Augustine College and Kindy over at the Bureau. And we can help you be a sponsor and help manage your program and provide support to the apprentices along the way. We play that consultant role. And what does this mean? It means, the next slide, please. What does it mean? The grant will pay the education or the tuition for one that is in a registered apprenticeship program, meaning for that first year of the education for an apprentice, CAIC will pick up that cost. Whether it's tuition at a community college or another training provider, or if you have your own trainer or bring someone to do the training, we can offset that cost. It can be new or current employees. Some companies use apprenticeships as an onboarding tool, meaning they start out from day one as an apprentice, and others focus on incumbent workers or the current workforce, training them for specific jobs to help them with that promotion. These apprenticeships also assist workers in getting that journeyman's card and assist companies in their retention efforts, as you've heard earlier. When is the period? It's now. It's now through this year, so you don't want to wait. As I said, the funding will pay the first year of tuition, and then it's anticipated the company will pick up the future cost and continue their program. Do want to touch a little bit on the job training program. Next slide, please. It's funded through the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership, and it's a program to help unemployed and dislocated workers train for new careers and help employers with the cost of training in Cook County. And it's where the grant will reimburse the employer 50% of the first 6 months of wages. You know, there's a few criteria you can see. They must be a permanent hire, no temp, $14 an hour, have worked in Illinois previously. And the CIAC can also assist in finding those workers for you. So as you can see, a lot of great programs. I would welcome a conversation about them. My contact information is on the next slide. And now I'm going to turn this back over to Lenora. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. This concludes the panelist presentation, and now we want to move on to our question and answer period. Please note that we can ask questions or make comments using the chat function. If we run out of time, if you don't get the answers to your questions, we will contact you after the webinar to provide more information. The first question is, are apprenticeships expensive? This is a question for our panelists.
Are they? Well, they're not expensive, especially right now, because the Calumet Area Industrial Commission has funding that will offset the education of one in an apprenticeship program. An apprenticeship program is two parts. They're working and taking courses. So you're paying the wage already for the apprentice, and then the educational piece can be covered at least for the first year under the grant. So I don't know if Kendi or someone else want to add to that.
There is no cost for hours at all. It doesn't cost you anything. We just want your time and your commitment.
I would also say, I think there's a lot of costs with onboarding new staff, with identifying new staff and your pathways into acquiring your staff. I think apprenticeship really provides a sense of investment into your employees. It feels like a solid career pathway for them. And I also think that, the employers we've talked to who have done apprenticeships for a longer period of time really see the value because they have dependable, well-trained staff that meet their overall standards. And so while, yes, there might be training costs associated with them, but Craig and Jorge have identified opportunities for offsetting some of those costs. We also have a tax credit. And then I also think that you have a well-trained, committed workforce that you've embedded in your company culture for a long-term relationship between you and your employee. So I think that cost is just one part of an apprenticeship and one benefit, or one, I think there's multiple benefits beyond just how much does it cost.
Thank you, everybody. This question is directed at Jorge. Does HCIAU provide services to non-Hispanic companies and employees?
Absolutely. And obviously, the name is on the wall in terms of the name, right? Over the last 7 years, about 54% of our participants have been African-American, women, or Asian participants. So our doors are open to anybody who wants to come to us for training. If you want to be a job seeker, if you're a firm as well, absolutely. Our doors are open to everybody.
Thank you, Jorge. Our next question is for Kendi. Can
No
you
problem.
summarize the workforce programs that the Cook County Bureau of Economic Development provides? Just a quick
Absolutely.
summary.
Yes, so my role as an apprenticeship navigator, as I've mentioned, is funded through DCO, serving the 10-county region. But the Bureau of Economic Development for Cook County has many other opportunities for assisting businesses. Talent needs is just one. We have our CDBG funding, which is a opportunity for nonprofits, municipalities, and others to identify ways for offsetting some of their funding goals or funding needs to achieve their overall program goals. We fund Manufacturing Renaissance through our CDBG dollars. We also fund another workforce agency called OAI. And this is just another way that we fund some of these efforts in addition to our municipal funds. So if you want to go to Cook County Bureau of Economic Development, you'll see a list of these programs, and the CDBG funding is open now. Additionally, we work very closely with the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership, and that's our local WIB here in Cook County, or Workforce Investment Board. I believe that Jorge and Craig have also identified, partnerships with the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership, but they lead all of our WIOA funding opportunities, and that allows for direct payment of training to individuals, assistance to businesses, and then they also fund a wide variety of both job training centers as well as like American Job Centers and other assistance for individuals who are looking for new employment.
Thank you, Candy.
Yes.
This question is for Craig. Can the Calumet Area Industrial Commission serve businesses in other parts of Chicago and Illinois with support for the apprenticeship programs?
We are focused on Cook County, Will County, the Chicagoland area. We can go down to Kankakee, Grundy. We've DuPage County we've worked in as well. So we do try to stay within the Chicagoland region in that way.
Okay, thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. What kind of workforce training does the Institute of Workforce Education provide? That's for me. Okay. So the Institute of Workforce Education provides training across the board for not-for-profits, also manufacturing, transportation, and logistics, also within the field of healthcare. We have worked in this field ever since 2010. Working with not-for-profits and also with manufacturers. Our training represents quite a bit in professional management, also with supply chain, as well as lean manufacturing, also say quality foods. What we usually do is work with businesses to identify those needs through a needs assessment with the company to strategically put a plan together with the organization to be able to deliver that training. Guys, we're running out of time. I just wanted to go ahead and let everybody know that if there's any questions, we'll go ahead and just please feel free to send any of our panelists here an email. They'll be able to answer the questions and so on. So now, just an added note is that I just wanted to put out there that the Employee Training Investment Program, ETIP, is available through St. Augustine College and their partnership with the Chicago Chamber of Commerce as a pre-qualified workforce training provider for the Chamber through the ETIP program, which reimbursed up to 50% of the cost of retraining and upskilling full-time employees at an eligible company or organization. The ETIP is designed once again to assist Illinois employers in providing training to their full-time employees, thus increasing their capacity in building a stronger workforce and creating a more competitive business climate in Illinois. This concludes our webinar. My contact information is on the screen for everyone that needs further information or assistance in setting up and supporting an apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship program. I'm also available to meet, whether in person or virtually, to discuss apprenticeship opportunities and needs that your company may have. Please note that we will hold additional monthly apprenticeship webinars from March to June of 2021. You can check out our website, iwetraining.com, for our webinar schedule, which will be posted in the next couple of days. Again, a big thanks to our panelists and participants, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thanks, Lenora.
Thanks,
Bye.
Kendi. Bye,
Bye.
Craig. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jorge.
thank you.
Thank you so much.